Welcome to the course on the Melancholic Temperament. This course will give you an in-depth knowledge about who a melancholy is. Please note that the purpose of this course is to enlighten you to be more tolerant and not provide you with the tools to box in the melancholy. Every temperament has its pluses and minuses. The key objectives for this course are to give you an insight into one of the 5 temperaments that exist, to provide you with the different element of the temperament and how it differs from others, to equip you with the knowledge to better relate with all the temperament types. The outline of today's lessons on the melancholy is: 1. Who is a melancholy and what does the personality mean? 2. What are the characteristics of the melancholy in varying roles? 3. How do you turn your limiting characteristics to empowering ones? 4. How to coexist with the melancholy. 5. How temperament affects choice of career. Let's begin and take a look at who the melancholy is. They are often referred to as the moody melancholy or the meticulous melancholy. They tend to be introverted and love to spend their time with their own thoughts. They prefer to stay in the background. They are deep and thoughtful, very analytical yet too serious. They are like geniuses, very talented and creative, though too serious, sensitive and self-sacrificing. They are associated with the color blue because of their ability to be sad, have extreme moods, and low spirits. To summarize their strengths and weaknesses, some of their strengths are: they are analytical, deep, thoughtful, serious, talented, creative, artistic, musical, self-sacrificing, idealistic, set high standards, wants everything done right, scheduled, organized, makes friends cautiously, compassionate, identifies problems and finds creative solutions. Some of their weaknesses are: moody, depressed, holds on to past hurt, exhibits false humility, expresses low self-esteem, introspective, goals are audacious, chooses difficult work, spends too much time planning, seeks validation, critical of others and self, difficult to please, holds back affection. If only you will pay attention to details, you will love the melancholy. According to Anatomy of Melancholy by Robert Burton, the melancholy's sing-song is: that which others hear or read of, I felt and practiced myself. They get their knowledge by books, I get mine by melancholizing. And Charles Baudelaire writes that, I can barely conceive of a type of beauty in which there is no melancholy. Let us turn our attention to how the melancholy plays their various roles. Do you have a melancholy mom or dad? They set high standards and sometimes goals are beyond reach. Want everything done right. They keep home in good order. They pick up after children. They sacrifice own will for others. They encourage scholarship and talent. They may make children guilty for not performing, and they sulk over disagreements. A melancholy boss to be described as: hold everything to high standards of achievement, scheduled, organized, orderly, neat and persistent, concerned about the details. They see problems and find creative solutions. They must finish what they start, not too sociable, as they are deep and hard to please. They choose difficult work, and they like charts, graphs, figures, and lists. If mom or dad is a melancholy, their friends are likely to say that they make friends cautiously and are loyal and dependable. They are content to stay in the background and withdrawn. They avoid causing attention. They are faithful and devoted. They like to complain. They have a deep concern for others and help them to solve problems. They dislike those in opposition. They are socially insecure and hold back affection. They are moved to tears with compassion. They seek ideal mate. What do you think? Could you possibly be a melancholy? How about mom or dad? Any sibling? A friend, possibly, or friends? Take note, but do not be quick to judge as we have 4 more temperaments to cover. Which aspects of the melancholy do you like? The matured melancholy. Living as a melancholy can be sweet and challenging at the same time because for you, 3 is a crowd. Nevertheless, a melancholy can train themselves to be more inviting of others without expecting too much from those relationships or they may be disappointed. You must deal with the anger that results from others, as they may not meet your standards. You can teach yourself to share your space and not feel it's being intruded. You must give yourself and others permission to make mistakes. You can schedule regular retreats to re-energize. You must learn to forgive yourself and others' past mistakes. Control your thoughts and feelings by subjecting yourself to spiritual practices like prayer, meditation. Finally, you must learn to refrain from judging yourself and others. How do you mute your weaknesses a little bit to be more approachable, tolerant, and loving of self and others? For example, when you are becoming impatient, when a sibling, mate, or friend fails to meet a deadline with the required details, instead of becoming angry or sad and repressive, stop, pause, breathe, count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Choose an empowering mantra and repeat it. There is always room for improvement. Ask yourself, what is my next right move? Over time, you become matured and will learn to still set high standards, yet give people room to grow into. Reinforce the positives to increase self-esteem. Gain control of your thoughts to become more positive. Reduce the moodiness and depressive states. Become more forgiving of mistakes. You are able. We believe in you. How do you manage your melancholy? Do you want to make the melancholy you live with happy enough to give you their very best always and always? If so, affirm their good work often. Show them that they are loved and appreciated. Make the home a place of refuge where they feel safe. Refrain from criticizing them, as they do enough of that on their own. Encourage them to express their deep feelings. Finally, how does being a melancholy affect your career? Remember that the melancholy is analytical, wise, and quiet. They get results. They can foresee a problem and organize themselves to solve it easily. They tend to be self-motivated, task-oriented, loyal, and understand their limitations. Nevertheless, their perfectionist tendencies and extreme mood shifts make them difficult to work with. Examples include, but not restricted to, management, accounting, engineering, programming, musician, inventor, educator. Amazingly, they can act really well and recall immediately to their shell. Interesting, huh? The world is a lot more beautiful with the different personality types. We do believe that you can train yourself to be anything you want to be. We love melancholies too. Do you? Remember, every temperament has its good sides and bad sides. Besides, we have a little bit of each personality trait in us. We are only highlighting the dominant in you. In this lesson, we have enabled you to 1. Gain a deeper understanding of the melancholy personality type. 2. Understand how they behave as a parent, friend, and worker. 3. Turn your weaknesses to strengths. 4. Support the melancholy you love. 5. Understand which careers are best suited for the temperament. It's time for your gem step. A gem step is an assignment that impacts your daily choices. Make a grade of the 5 most influential people in your life. Identify which of the tendencies of a melancholy temperament best suits them. If you have studied more than one temperament so far, kindly share the differences and similarities you have noticed. Create a toolkit of how to be good to those people in a way that does not affect you negatively. Share your matrix with us at ask@leadafrique.org. We look forward to hearing from you. Be sure to practice your gem step and share your experiences with us. We encourage you to study the other temperaments before you make judgments of anyone. Remember to be more forgiving of yourself and others to be a better melancholy. Until we meet again on the next course, remember we are here to cheer you on to greatness.